Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. Not again. What is it this time? Buddymeister? Yeah, I get it. You are the Robo-Meister today, right?
DAC BM 2.0, ready to record review.
More like Metalhead Meister. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz the Buddymeister.
In anticipation of Shankar's 2.0, which is hopefully getting a release in Vienna, we watched Enthiran, the Tamil language science fiction film by Shankar, to which 2.0 will be the sequel.
Enthiran is from 2010 and it stars Rajinikanth, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan and Deniz in the leading roles. Rajinikanth actually plays two characters, Dr. Vasigaran and Chiti the robot. And Aishwarya Rai Bachchan plays love interest Sana, and Dezongpa is the villain, I guess, at least to some degree.
I see what you're getting at. The thing with Enthiran is that there's not really one character who is really that likable. The movie wants us to like the Doctor, but at least I was not quite able to, because he's a selfish and arrogant jerk most of the time. Aishwarya Sana is too dull and not nearly commanding enough to be this one really pleasant character either.
I think we're of course supposed to feel all the emotions with good robot Chiti, but I for one couldn't do that either, because he just doesn't have enough emotions or character traits himself to bring the emotions out in me. For example, when you compare him to, let's say, David in the movie AI, or Ava in Ex Machina, or Michael Fassbender's David in the Alien movies, they were all real characters and not just metalheads that can master every task and boast with that.
Like Shitty does. I know exactly what you mean. But let's break down the story first. Dr. Vasigaran builds a humanoid robot to protect mankind, but things go awry when human emotions are programmed and inner turmoil causes the robot to act against him.
Well, Chiti becomes really evil when Dr. Bora implements the red chip into his body. From that point on, Chiti mows everything down. I think he kills at least 1,000 people in this movie.
The story's alright, not particularly original, but it's certainly enough to make a good and entertaining movie of it, especially with an estimated budget of $25 to $40 million. But what they did make out of it felt a little bit disappointing. Maybe the film was a bit too hyped for me.
The thing is that they don't do that much with the story. A big chunk of the movie is just about all the cool things that Chiti can do. Wow, Chiti can cook. Chiti can deliver a baby. Chiti is a perfect hairstylist, and it's also repetitive. After 90 minutes, we have a scene where Dr. Vasigaran's assistants play pranks on Chiti, and that's exactly what they did more than an hour earlier.
Yeah, there's very little progress and the movie goes in circles in so many ways. You could literally interchange scenes and rearrange them and it would not matter to the story that much. There's barely any continuity in the first half. I think it takes about 2 hours until the actual plot starts and everybody has to find a way to stop the evil Chiti. And added to this, there's no real dynamic between the characters.
Well, you have the love triangle between Vasigaran, Chiti and Sana.
You know, that love triangle could have really worked, but just when things kick off, Chiti becomes evil Chiti and essentially another robot instead of being the normal Chiti whose emotions make him evil or bad. That would have been the better choice and it would have made Chiti way more interesting and identifiable for us.
Enthiran runs for almost 3 hours and don't get me or us wrong, there were also things in the movie that we liked and we will talk about that in a second. But I'm just wondering why they made the decisions that they made. We, for example, never learn how evil Chiti built his empire. Suddenly it's just there, 5,000 clones, a huge enterprise. But no, the thing that we actually see and learn is how good Chiti can cook.
I guess this is first and foremost a movie that wants to show off a bit, you know? Show what the Tamil movie industry is able to do and how it evolved. A movie that wants to have fun and that wants to bring fun to the audience.
You're probably right, and as I said earlier, there were also things that we liked.
Absolutely, the cinematography during the song and dance sequences was pretty nice, especially in the song Kilimanjaro, the best song of the movie.
And the action was quite impressive too. Not all of it, but that scene on the highway was entertaining as hell, and the finale with all the cheaty clones was also pretty cool. Maybe a bit too much, but still cool. And how about that sequence with the mosquitoes?
That one was really unique. Of course, we both know Eager by Rajamouli, but that came out 2 years later. The sequence in Enthiran runs for almost 4 minutes and has mosquitoes talking to each other, mosquitoes talking to Shiti. It's just crazy. But I also really enjoy this kind of 80s sci-fi aesthetic. There are so many crazy costumes and weird dance numbers.
In general, the film is really out there, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, to close this one out, what would we say in German?
Unterhaltung und Spaß stehen bei Enthiran an erster Stelle. Vor allem die Action und ein paar der Songs wissen auch zu gefallen. Die flachen Charaktere und die sich ständig wiederholenden und vor allem beliebigen Elemente machen daraus insgesamt aber auch ein sehr zähes Vergnügen. I give Enthiran 6 out of 10. It's more like 5.9, but I don't do that.
For me, it's also 6 out of 10. It's more like 5.8, but I don't do that either.
Ranguski. Ranguski? Sanak sorry solle?
Sorry.
So that's it for today.
And that may also be it for your channel, because everybody loves Enthiran.
Well, or rather we both, are just honest, and what can we do about that? You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at TheJimmyCage.
And you can hit me up simply at the Buddymeister.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like, and make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.